Jerry Pinsky, Director of Self-Employment Services for the Veteran Administration. Jerry, welcome back.
Thank you.
We started talking during the break about the program getting started, but it's a New England program today. How do you make this thing go national? It seems like this has got to be a need for everybody around the country.
Well, apparently there's a lot of need for it, but the VA hasn't determined that this program will be available in other places, though they are benignly letting it occur at different VAs. If veterans want it, they'll try to put it in. But the point is, the veterans themselves want to expand this program, and so they've written a business plan that's going to show that does show how this program can interface with the VA's programs and can get referrals from the VA and still remain an independent incorporation, because the Veteran Business Owners Initiative is independently incorporated.
So again, it's a question of getting the word out to the veterans themselves to say, look, I'm in Alaska, I'm in California, I'm wherever. Right. We need this kind of a program here in my state as well, not just in New England.
Right. So 9 years ago, I came to the VA and I noticed that they weren't able or weren't doing anything for people who wanted to have their own businesses. So in this fellowship, I said to them, "You're not doing anything for those kind of people." And they said, "Well, go ahead and start something." So I started a pilot program that people did very well in, and they were healthy and happy, and they were actually started to make some money. So at the end of the 90-day pilot program, they said, just keep on going. So what we're suggesting nationally is that we put this program in some pilot cities. If we get the funding, or if the veterans, I'm not able to ask for money from outside sources, but the veterans can, and they're looking for funding to go national and implement this in 3 pilot cities, for instance, Baltimore, Chicago, and Houston. We've had interest in this program from people in those cities, and it would be relatively easy for us to put it in if we had the funding to travel there. The veterans could put on a program there and get start other veterans who are interested in entrepreneurship.
But again, the issue is there may be veterans in other cities, but they don't even know this kind of a program exists.
Right, exactly.
So they don't know it, they don't know what to ask for.
Right. They don't know who to see, they don't know what to ask for, they don't know how a business plan is constructed, they don't know how to approach a banker. There are certain ways you want to approach a banker, a loan officer, and some ways you don't. You definitely want to come in prepared. Right. And so this program prepares them both psychologically and business-wise to show a business plan that makes sense.
Right. Approximately how many vets have gone through the program in the 9 years?
We've had really dozens and dozens of veterans going through the program. We've started 100 businesses locally here.
That's unbelievable.
And it's been a great experience. I mean, everything from construction, mechanics, food service, machine shop, people who had inventions, computer training. We've got landscaping and design. We've got a veteran who started his own embroidering company, furniture making, jewelry making, house cleaning. So it covers the whole spectrum of businesses that humans can think of, because and veterans are very skillful at doing things. They've learned from their military experience how to get the mission done, and so they bring that characteristic to play in what we're doing. And we've had them, I've seen them think, well, how would I get this mission done? And they will put on kind of a military thought process, which is very focused and very determined. And determination is one of the main qualities of being an entrepreneur, in my judgment.
Be interesting to look at the cost of the federal government to support veterans, who kind of flounder, who aren't given a program like this, versus those now, what's the government saving because they're not providing some of these they don't have to provide some other health-related services, psychotherapy services,
right,
because these people are in much better shape.
Right. And in this program, we are handling people with dual diagnosis, that is, who have maybe alcohol or drug-related issues, as well as other mental issues. And the program, for some very good, thank goodness, reason, is doing well by those people. A lot of our people are coming away from using drugs or alcohol and are very stable and have much more important things to look forward to than trying to treat themselves, with using substance.
But again, I think if the government was able to look at the cost of supporting
Right.
someone without this program versus now with, is there really like a net savings? And it would make sense then to really push this program out to other vets around the country.
Right.
Just because of that.
Right. There definitely is. And not only the government in terms of the VA, but also Social Security. Instead of them drawing a check for disability insurance, they can in fact become their own self-supporting person. As you people know, entrepreneurship is a way of getting rewards, and in some cases very good rewards, for doing a good job
Sure.
for people.
So again, it would seem that if somebody could put together those numbers and show it to others at the VA, might they have an easier time getting additional support for this kind of program to expand it?
But it also seems like part of the thing is we need to get more people in to talk to you. More people need to know about this,
Right.
and that's what we're trying to do. And if the more
Right.
people talk about it, the more the VA will support it.
Right.
Right. And so we've got plenty of good possibilities. You might be interested to know that with the help of Babson College a few years ago, we started our own bank, because veterans don't often come with good credit. And so we basically have started what we call the Empowerment Bank. And that's nickels and dimes and pennies and also money that the veterans have gathered through fundraising. And we've now loaned out millions. We've loaned out thousands of dollars in loans, business loans to veterans over the past 5 years. It's all been paid back, and it's all been paid back on time, all of it. And that's a record that banks just don't have. But our veteran bank has it. And it's because the veterans feel very responsible for each other. And so they know that if they don't pay back that loan, another veteran is going to suffer because it's not money that's not going to be available. And
Well, they're used to pulling together, aren't they? That's part of their
right.
training.
Exactly. And get the mission done. So in fact, micro-lending, this is an empowerment bank, is micro-lending, and it's worked very successfully for the veterans. It's just like what they did in Bangladesh, in India, in the villages. We've started the same here in the United States for veterans. So it's an exciting thing, and it's wonderful to watch the veterans come every month and make their payments, and they're proud of themselves. And it does them some good. It's not, we can't loan out big money, but we can make the small loans that are so important when you're just getting started.
Right, and based on the kinds of businesses, it probably is a small amount that kind of gets the ball rolling.
Right, they need a few $100s for licensing or to buy that inventory product, and so the Empowerment Bank gets that to them. So they're very grateful. You had Michael Fitzgerald in here, who's doing very well for himself in the food service industry. He was here a few weeks ago, and he had to get a micro loan to get started and buy some food service equipment. But he got the loan, and he also got the loan from Middlesex Savings Bank, and which is a government guaranteed loan that SBA helped him
I was
get.
going to ask about that.
Yeah.
Is the SBA working with you to
Yes.
help push this program forward?
Yeah, they like the results they see, and they, for one, would like to see it in other parts of the country. But what it does for them, including the Empowerment Bank makes small loans that major commercial banks don't want to get into.
Sure.
It doesn't pay for them to do that. But the Empowerment Bank will be able to make those small loans. So the SBA is very supportive of the program, and
Pass me after.
so I mean that's a hopeful sign, because the SBA does help guide banks on what they can do, and they are in what's called a Patriot Express loan. That's a guaranteed, government guaranteed loan for veterans, and that's been very helpful.
Jerry, you must have many ways that people can get a hold of you if they want to find out. Can you tell us
Yes.
all the different ways?
Yes, well, there's certainly on the website, which is Veteran Business Owners that's plural, veteranbusinessowners.org. They can find contact information there.
Oh, that's the website. .co it says here.
Yes, we also have .co.
Okay.
.co instead of
.co
instead of .com. And then of course they could call me with 781-983-3728, and they can call me and ask if they have issues or questions about it. They can call me, and I'd be glad to facilitate their entry into the program.
Also at jerry.pinsky@va.gov.
Right.
Right.
That's our email.
Jerry, we hope you come back again. We really support the great work the veterans have done for all of us, and the work that you're doing to help them, have self-determination and a sense of pride and control over their lives. We hope you continue to connect with us on Radio Entrepreneurs. It's great having you in. We look forward to having you again.
Be glad to.
Great, thank you.
Send some people over.
Looking forward to it.
Okay.
This is Jeffrey Davis with
Gary Furtick.
Gary Furtick, thank you. I just did it again. And this is Radio Entrepreneurs, and we'll be right back after this break.